Alright ladies, so here's my very brief craft room share with you. Everybody's been giving their pets some love in these videos, so Lucy, come here. So let's get a little shot of Lucy. There she is. Say hi, Lucy. Okay. She usually sleeps on the floor under my desk while I'm working. But this is the room. Those of you that follow my blog know that we did a really big basement remodel this past spring, so all of this is completely new. So I'll start over here real quick. This is actually where I do my sewing. So let me back up so you can actually see. So I have my brother's sewing machine, which I do like all my blankets and stuff, and then I actually have a little the Janome Sew Mini that I use for cards, but I've actually been using this one for cards more often because it's a pain to have to switch back and forth. I'm actually working on framing some pictures for Grayson's room, and this G here I'm actually going to do something with as well, hopefully within the next 2 weeks before the baby gets here. So, and then up on the shelf I just have some pictures and candles and whatever. That is not us in that family picture frame. I'm really bad at actually getting pictures into frames. And the desk is from IKEA. So is a chair. Actually most of the furniture, the shelf is too. All from IKEA. The closest one to us is about an hour away, so it's like a whole day trip we take, which is nice because they have a little restaurant in there, so we have fun. But in the drawers I just have, you know, various sewing supplies, some felt from Paper Tray Ink, fabric, instruction manual, spare parts, more fabric. Nothing too crazy. I do have a pretty nice sized closet in here. This is where I keep all my yarn for crocheting. Sorry about the light is so bright in here. I'll just turn it off. Yeah, so this is more like crochet stuff. And then I have all my scrapbooking stuff, Studio Calico kits, some extra storage stuff, some canvases, nothing too crazy. And over here, this is actually my old crafting table, which I want to set up in our laundry room for when I do messier things like acrylic painting and stuff, because this room is carpeted and I would hate to ruin it with my paints. So this is where I do my most of my work: stamping, card making, scrapbooking on this table over here. It's a really nice size table, and I really love these drawers. I just love everything from IKEA, really. So I have my scoreboard and my paper trimmer right next to me, which is nice. And you can see all the things I use often: baby wipes, scissors, pencils. I love Post-its, so I have about 100 packs of them all over the place. This great carousel, which I think most people who do any type of crafting should really invest in, because it stores a lot of stuff. My corner chomper, scissors, paintbrushes, all sorts of fun stuff. My ATG gun. I have all my adhesives over on this side, foam dimensionals and whatever. And then, let's see, what else do I have? My husband did build this for me over the summer while he was home, so it's nice to have a place for all of my ribbon and buttons. Down at the bottom I have all of my distress inks organized. I have like browns and grays and black. And then my yellows, orange, red, pink and purple, greens, blues. This basket here is for all my scraps. I'm really terrible at putting them away. I usually just end up throwing them in this basket, and then when it starts to overflow I clean it out. Let's see. And then I have in the drawers, it's so nice to have everything right in one spot. I have the inks that I use a lot, you know, my blacks, the VersaFine, my Versamark, the Color Box, my Jenny Bolins. I have a couple from Hero Arts, the different chalk inks, and their shadow inks too. I just have a few of them, but I do really like them. And then in the next drawer I keep all my blocks, my stamp press, my ink blending tools, extra mini misters, and extra foam pads. And I have my colored pencils and all the stuff that, you know, you would need for them. Different blending tools, erasers. And then here I have storage stuff. I'll show you how I store my stamps, but this is for whenever I get new stamp sets. Those are just some pieces I was working on. Some notebooks. If I want to sketch something out, I have plenty of paper. And then on the bottom is where I have all my glittery stuff. Stickles and perfect pearls, my ray anchors, regular, I don't even know what this is. Oh, regular glitter, all that good stuff. And then like a cutting mat and some just extra stuff that I don't even know where to put. So that's all at my table, and then when I turn around I have one of these little, I don't know, organizer things that I don't really use. This is how I store my dies right now. This I got at Michael's too, and I just actually bought some of these little magnets at AC Moore and stuck them on there. And then they all just stick there real nice. But I'm running out of room. Like these ones down here are just sitting, so I have to either get another board or come up with a better way to store them since my collection is growing. Then I have my heat gun and my Big Shot. That's the card I made for World Card Making Day. I do have a light box that I made, but I actually get a good amount, even though it's the basement, I get a decent amount of light in through this egress window. So I take a lot of pictures right here. And then this is, I have my woodblock stamps up here, my Copic color chart right next to my Copics, some paper towels. I use baby oil when I use my colored pencils instead of mineral spirits. So that's what I keep up there. And then down here under my desk, I actually have this little filing box, and that's where I file my cards when I'm done with them. So I just have different categories, like just because, thank you, Christmas, whatever. And then I keep all of my, like what I usually make the base of my cards from down here. So my white, cream, and craft cardstock. And some other special stuff like gloss paper, which I never ever use. Then I have these cubes right next to me that they have my pattern paper. I have this bowl full of scraps, mostly die cuts, things I've stamped that I tried on cards and didn't like, but I didn't want to throw away and waste it, so I just hang on to them. And then down here in these Tupperware containers, that's actually all my embossing powders. Nothing too crazy. On top of the cubes, I have my stamps. I have this basket here that whenever I get an idea for a card, or if I'm working on something, I just throw whatever stamps and supplies I'm using at the time in there, just to kind of keep it all contained. And then I have these binders. They're like mini binders. I got them at Staples, I think last fall. But that's how I store all my stamps. So I'll just show you one real quick. These are my Lawn Fawn stamps. I don't know if you can read it, but it says Lawn Fawn Seasons and Holidays. So I just have them all organized, and then I have like little tabs that tells you Halloween, fall, Thanksgiving, winter, Christmas. And then I got these clear, I guess they're kind of like half sheet page protectors that I stick them in. So that seems to work for me for now. And so I have the rest of my Lawn Fawn, and then these two are both Hero Arts. One is completely background stamps, and the other one are clings and just other clear sets. And then in these CD case holders, I got those at IKEA too, but these are all my paper tray ink that I just keep in the CD cases. And then the last thing is this cube here, and I keep all of my rhinestones and pearls in one because I have a lot. These are all mostly thickers, letters, which I hardly ever use. And here are embellishments that I hoard. I usually get them like on clearance at Michael's or whatever, and then just throw them in here and never use them. And I don't even think there's anything in that. And then the last down at the bottom is how I store my cardstock, organized by color. Mostly paper tray and cardstock, except it's a pain when they come out with a new color and then I have to make a new tab and it doesn't fit nicely in with my arrangement already. But that's about it. If you have any questions or comments, as long as they're nice, you know, please feel free to share. But yeah, that's where That's where I do my thing. So don't make fun of me, because I know I say a lot and I probably stutter and I'm always out of breath because I'm carrying this large lump around with me now, so I can't barely even see my feet. But I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys later.